Well, it's hard for me to pick just one, Brian. It's like choosing, what child do you love the most?
First and foremost, do it. It is really scary, but there's so much you get to learn from.
I enjoy risk, and I enjoy the rewards from risk.
And I thought for sure he was taking me to Verizon to get the new Razor. Turns out he took a right into Golf Galaxy and bought me my first pair of golf clubs.
I told one guy that I was giving lessons to you too. I'll be back here next week doing it for $200 an hour.
Welcome to the Prairie Founders Club Podcast. In this episode, we're going to revisit the reality show we did with Builtzer, who makes software for home builders.
Boom! Boom chakalaka!
If you remember in that episode, we played 9 holes of golf while discussing software and kind of having some fun with it. Because it was a reality video episode, we didn't have a chance to show the entire interview, which we'd like to present in this episode. I had a great conversation with Bridgette and Shawn McGuire. They didn't know anything about software before they got into it other than what they wanted and how they wanted to see it. They partnered with a software developer, Appski in Omaha, and went for it. I just think it's a really inspiring story, especially for those that may have a little bit of fear, thinking that you need to know everything, when the reality is you got to make that leap and take action and find the people who can help you make your dream come true.
So Bridgette, tell me a little bit about Builtzer. Who is it for? What
Sure.
was the purpose behind creating it?
Yeah, well, it's a long one. So about, I want to say 2020, right before COVID hit,
Yeah.
Shawn came to me and he was like, we have all these systems put into place for my home builder, and he works for a home builder here in town.
Yeah.
And he's like, but the system I have doesn't work for what I need for my clients, what I need for my representative, how I can manage clients better, how he can manage representatives better.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I would love to have an app,
Okay.
which was like, okay, yeah, cool. A cool app to manage clients and all these people.
Sure.
Well, the app turned out to be, developing a really, really well-versed CRM system.
Yeah.
So it's not just managing clients and contacts, it's actually managing the entire new home buying experience for the client themselves, for their agent. So if they have a realtor, that person's involved as well.
Yeah.
And then for Shawn as a sales manager to manage his team in a way that is effective and works for what new home builders need for new home sales. So
Gotcha.
there's a lot of programs out there that are CRM based, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's nothing really out there that's specific for the home builder
Sure.
and how they can manage clients from start to finish.
So this software helps home builders do their job better.
Absolutely. And then also keeping customers informed. So you answer your customer's question before they even have the question. It's kind of nice.
How did you get interested in golf?
Oh my gosh. Well, growing up, my dad and my brothers always played,
Yeah.
obviously. And I'll never forget when I got my first pair of golf clubs.
Yeah.
And I really wanted a new phone. And I was probably like maybe 14-ish.
Yeah.
And it was around my birthday. And so my dad told me that he had a surprise for me. And so we were driving, and Oakview area, there's a
Yeah.
Verizon over there. There's also a Golf Galaxy over there. And I thought for sure he was taking me to Verizon to get the new Razor. I thought for sure.
That's what you were hoping for?
Yep. Turns out he took a right into Golf Galaxy and bought me my first pair of golf clubs, which I've
Nice.
had forever. I
Yeah.
just got new ones actually.
Yeah.
And that was his way of introducing me to the game of golf with him and my brothers, which I loved.
Yeah.
But I was terrible at it. So it was kind of a fun way for me to hang out with my brothers and my dad and
Sure.
do things that they enjoyed, even though I did not enjoy it. But over the past 2 years, I've definitely fallen more in love with it. It's so peaceful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, it's such a mental game, but
Well-
in the best way possible.
I wanted to ask you, how does it combine with being an entrepreneur? I know entrepreneurs being so stressful.
Sure.
Like, how does golf fit into your, work-life balance?
That's a really good question. I think it's kind of the place you go where you don't, I work in tech, right? So I'm
Yeah.
always on a screen. I'm
Sure. Always inside.
I'm always consuming something, and it's kind of the one place you get to go and clear your mind.
Yeah.
But when I golf with Shawn, we have really great conversations about business, which is kind of nice.
Sure.
Because from there, it's kind of, you have nothing to focus on other than your thoughts and ideas, and you get to be a little more creative.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I can tell you're a competitive person
very.
in golf and in business. Where did that come from?
Probably having 2 brothers, honestly, and my dad.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. I have a really great relationship with both of them, both my brothers and obviously my father.
Yeah.
And they always, we're always competing against each other. They're always competing against each other, against me. And I think being the only girl,
Yeah.
my goal is to always prove myself,
Sure.
which actually is really interesting being in the business that we're in now within home building and just tech in general. There's not a lot of women. So you're kind of always competing against other men.
For sure.
And other women, of course, as well. And so I think the competitive nature just naturally
Yeah.
kind of comes out with that.
You know, building software sounds really daunting because you don't have a technical background.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually partner with a really great development company here in Omaha, Apsky. They're incredible. They're young, they're really smart, and they work really hard.
Yeah.
Which I think helped me be able to say, okay, here's what I want. And they were able to educate me on actually the process of getting to where I want to be.
Sure.
Which is huge, right? So you're always learning, you're always like, again, I have no idea anything about tech. It was never my background. I'm in school for fashion.
Yeah.
And I ended up now in software development, which is kind of crazy.
Well, I think that would be inspiring to someone that is maybe not technical, but they want to make software.
Yeah.
Like it is possible.
It is, and it's
Yeah.
a lot of learning, and it's trial and error.
Yeah.
Software is very imperfect.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to create a perfect software, it's not going to happen ever.
So if you had any advice for somebody that's thinking about starting a software company, what's something that you would tell them?
First and foremost, do it. It is really scary, and there's a lot of opportunity to fail, but there's so much you get to learn from. And just because something maybe didn't go right one week, but great the next week, doesn't mean that.
Sure.
So I do it. I think also like tech in general, it's really expensive to do, right? So I think finding a really great investor
Sure.
and business partner who's willing to kind of go down that path with you
Right.
and risk a lot, I think is something that
Yeah.
is really beneficial as well.
Makes sense. So what is it like working with your father?
That's a loaded question. It's actually really great. I'm very fortunate to have a great personal relationship with my dad,
Yeah.
but also a really strong business relationship.
Yeah.
So we do a really great job of balancing a personal life and then work life.
Yeah.
There's times we have some pretty hot and heated convos, and then we all go to do a family dinner
Sure.
an hour later, and it's like nothing even happened. But I really respect my dad's work ethic and his
Yeah.
knowledge. And he's someone who I think I've always, not I think, but I've looked up to a lot from a business standpoint.
Sure.
He's had a lot of great successes and great failures, and I think that's what makes someone successful.
Yeah.
And someone who can be honest about all of that is also, I think, something that I admire about his, just where he's at in life,
For sure.
And so, and I think, I hope I have a lot of the same qualities of that
Yeah.
with him, which is kind of fun. And this is so great. 3 hours ago, he was bitching me in the email about something, and now we're out having fun, and
Sure.
it's like it never even happened.
That's great.
But it's really great.
You're able to kind of compartmentalize.
Yeah, and I think you can be more honest,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he's my business partner in this.
Sure.
And so if I can't have these hard conversations with him, I'll never be able to do it with anybody else. So it's been
Yeah.
really challenging, but very, very rewarding at the same time.
So if you had any advice for somebody that's thinking about starting a software company, what's something that you would tell them?
First and foremost, do it. It is really scary, and there's a lot of opportunity to fail, but there's so much you get to learn from. And just because something maybe didn't go right one week, but great the next week, doesn't mean that.
Sure.
So I do it. I think also tech in general, it's really expensive to do, right? So I think finding a really great investor
Sure.
and business partner who's willing to kind of go down that path with you
Right.
and risk a lot, I think is something that
Yeah.
is really beneficial.
What's something that maybe you kind of figured out that helped your golf game?
Slowing down.
Okay.
So really thinking about my approach, and then once I get up there, taking a breath,
Yeah.
and then kind of letting my backswing hit, and then
Yeah.
just breathing out as I flow through.
Yeah.
That's probably been probably the one thing I've really, really, really practiced every time. And then I'll notice some shots and I just went up there and swung. I didn't even think about it.
Sure. I always think that golf is a good analogy for life and business because it's such a hard, difficult game. It's a game against yourself.
Totally.
And when you said that, it made me think of that probably applies to business too.
Yeah.
Kind of
For sure.
slow down. Don't get too panicky. Don't freak out. Slow down.
Yeah.
Plan your approach.
Yeah. One thing also too, like the more you do something, the better you get.
Yeah.
So whether you're starting a company or you're in a company or you're golfing or playing tennis, whatever it might be, the more you do it, the better you're going to get it, and the better you're going to understand it and all aspects of it, right? So like, not just the hitting the ball, but what you're doing on the practice field or what you're doing, before you even take your approach. So it's kind of it kind of embodies the entire experience, not just the one thing that you need, which is hitting the ball. It's everything else has to kind of work together to make that piece really, really flow.
And it's almost like what's going on in the rest of your life, kind of, it almost filters into the golf. If you're stressed out in life, you might not have the best round.
Yep.
And it kind of forces you to kind of come back to the moment.
Yeah, and it's also really humbling when you're, when you're playing with someone like Shawn, who talks a lot of smack.
Yeah.
It's really great practice though to have something kind of in your brain, and how do you kind of get through that?
Yeah.
And still have fun.
Well, part of the golf game is trying to get into your competitor's head.
Totally.
Now, unfortunately, we're on the same team here. You're still trying to get in your head. But I think that's good mental practice.
Yeah.
To be able to handle that and still swing a club smoothly.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, going back to what makes me competitive, I think I'm really good at taking crap and giving it. Yeah. Which has really helped me, I think, in life. And this is a perfect example. Yeah. I'm not really great at giving it too much to my family, but I try.
Shawn's really quick with the comebacks, so I don't know if that rubs off or that's genetic.
The one thing I try to do is pretend like it doesn't bother me, but I know it shows that it bothers me,
Right. Tell me a little bit more about your background. You mentioned fashion. I know you've done some things in marketing. What skills did you acquire and how up to this point?
Yeah, so I actually went to school for fashion merchandising.
Yeah.
And my college was really unique. It was a business school, but it focused specifically within the fashion industry. So every class we had came right back to the industry specifically, which is really unique actually. There's not much out there like that.
Yeah.
So I was given industry experience from the minute I went to school. So I did a lot of great internships, all in PR and marketing and event production, which I think kind of goes into play my idea of creating an experience.
Sure.
Which is kind of what we're doing, right, with Builtzer. It's creating a user experience, whether you're a builder, whether you're a sales rep or a buyer.
Yeah.
So it kind of all plays together. It's kind of nice.
Right on. And you spent some time in New York as well, right?
I did, 6 years.
How was that experience?
It was amazing. There's nothing like the New York energy. Yeah. And everyone kind of feeds off of that. Yeah. And I met a lot of really, really smart people that I still get to be in contact with today. Yeah. But yeah, New York definitely shaped who I am, and I think it kind of gave me the grit that I have today. For sure.
You got to be tough.
For sure.
All right, guys. Woo! 3 under through 9.
3 under, 2 under.
3 under through 9. Because that was a birdie right there.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, 3 under through 9. Great job.
Nice job.
We're not as bad as I thought we would be.
No.
That's a lot of pressure.
We beat our goal by 3 strokes.
That's pretty good. I didn't think about it like that.
You guys got time to get a drink in the clubhouse? Well, congratulations, everyone. We got 3 under through 9 holes.
It's going to be hard to beat the rest of the year, Brian, but we're pretty proud of that.
We set the record for the year already.
Very nice.
I mean, 3 under is pretty good.
It is pretty good. Most scrambles, 3 under would be kind of in the mix. What was your shot of the day, Bridgette?
That putt.
Yeah,
that was the first hole.
The first putt, you just drained that one. It was like 15-footer.
That was good.
That was a great putt.
Yeah.
Shawn, about you? You had some really good drives.
Well, it's hard for me to pick just one, Brian. It's like choosing, what child do you love the most? I think they were all pretty good. I played pretty consistent to my normal game, so that's all I can hope to do. It was a great day. We actually played at a pretty good pace. Mm-hmm. I don't like winging or being this person or the team stalling people out, but it was just fun to play. It was a good pace. We had a couple nice people watching us, seeing what we were doing. Yeah. I told one guy that I was giving lessons to you two. You guys didn't hear that, but that was a big deal. I'll be back here next week doing it for $200 an hour, giving lessons. They're going to be very disappointed. But no, it was a lot of fun. The course for this early in the year was phenomenal. Yeah. It's a lot of fun out here. I mean, it's a fun course.
So talk about this course. This course actually is relatively new. It's in a farm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're somewhere out near Fremont.
Yeah, well,
we're in Ashland.
Near Ashland, but yeah, between Utan and Ashland, they had change of ownership here about 8 years ago or so. And they really, you can tell that they're farmers because the greens look phenomenal, the fairways. It's a fun course. If you ever have time to come out and play 9 holes at a kind of a utility course, this is certainly it. This is a great course.
It's got a really good vibe, playing country music. They got this new barn out here where it looks like they're gonna have concerts and a stage.
No, it's phenomenal. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
they do a whole concert series in the summertime, actually.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Not too difficult, of course. There's a couple holes were a little tricky, but not too bad.
Yeah, well, they owe me a couple balls.
Yeah, I was like, for not having too much to lose a ball in, I lost a lot of balls today. So that's always a great day.
They do have a few too many creeks that my balls tend to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shawn, I talked a lot about Bridgette, about how she got started in golf and also the business, but how did you get started in golf?
I got started in golf really young. So when I was growing up, the big thing to do was to get a bicycle, right? So it was all about the freedom of getting a bicycle. So as we started riding around, my buddies and I realized there's a golf course nearby, and the golf course was Westwood. And back then you could play a round of golf for about $2, and you could get a rental clubs for a few more dollars. So I was probably 9 or 10 years old. We'd ride our bikes out there, play golf. Now it wasn't really golf back then; it was just hitting a ball, and then we'd ride back home. So it was just this independence was a big part of it. Then as you grow up, I played on golf team when I was in high school for a few years. Then the good thing about golf that I really still enjoy is that kind of like work, it's never the same. You're always having to adjust to what your situation is. So if things are changing in business, you have to adapt. If things are changing in golf, you have to adapt. So maybe you might be hitting the ball really well one day, but you're not putting very well. So you go practice your putting and all that good stuff. So it's always changing, very much like business. And that's what I really enjoy about it.
Yeah. Speaking of that, so how else has golf helped you in business? Do you find that it's helped you like make business relationships, or do you do much business on the course?
Yeah, one of the things I like about golf is that you're thinking. It's a game you play against yourself, and there's a lot of time to think. And so I like golf because I make a lot of business decisions as I golf, and I'll store them away. I do golf with some guys occasionally that are business people, but to be honest with you, we golf to get away from business. So when you're out there golfing, you're not talking anything but golf. So I really enjoy. It's a personal thing. You think all the time. You're trying to be. You're thinking of the next shot, but you're also thinking about. Maybe something pops up in your mind about business, a decision you can make, or something I can do better in business. And sometimes I'll even write it down on a scorecard. It's that bad.
I was telling Bridgette, I could tell she's really competitive, and she told me she got it for her upbringing, which you're a big part of, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
So where did you get your competitiveness from?
My brothers, my 2 brothers.
Yeah.
I have 5 kids in my family. I had 2 older brothers, older sister. My 2 older brothers were really competitive, and that's kind of what gave me a little bit of that too. I think one of the things that it's a competitive. I think we're competitive, but I also think it's we're not afraid to take risk. I've always taken risk my entire adult life, my career. I enjoy risk, and I enjoy the rewards from risk. So I think I have that in common with my 2 brothers as well.
Fantastic. You've been an entrepreneur for a long time, and you've got several different business interests. How did you kind of get started in wanting to control your own destiny in terms of business?
Yeah, originally started just basically, surviving, right? So I had two kids at the time we needed support, so I had to go out and work. And then all of a sudden I realized, a guy can make a living doing this. And I was fortunate enough to do that, tighten up what I wanted to do. And it wasn't so much making a living what I was doing, but I just wanted to be the best at what I was doing. So you would see people doing stuff, you would imitate it, or you see people not doing very well, and I could say, okay, if they did this better, they'd be successful. And that kind of morphed into me trying to be as best I could be in every position. So when I was later in life, and I'm selling new homes, I was a pretty good production agent selling new homes. I was asked to be a sales manager. Well, as a sales manager, my job is to train and to coach these people to be as best they can be. And I'm fortunate I can do that. I've been a teacher an instructor for the National Association of Home Builders for 25 years. So all that is kind of just moves you along to be, in business, I can't really be soft. I can't be second place. I've got to be the best I can be in what I do. And that's where I take the risk. The neat thing with what Bridgette and I are doing now is that it's brand new to me. I've developed businesses, I've developed communities, I've developed floor plans, selling practices. I've developed a lot of stuff. I've never developed a program. I've never developed an app. So it's a really cool challenge, and I just enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
So you two work together closely, and I asked Bridgette what it was like working with her father. What's it like working with your daughter?
Well, it's funny because Bridgette is a lot like me, where, like you said, I think she's got a competitive edge, but she doesn't mind taking risks. But she's also wants to make certain that she understands everything she's doing. So a lot of this is, well, it's newer to me, and I keep telling myself, Bridgette's done this before. There's a lot Bridgette hasn't done before that we're picking up as we go, and we're setting systems up. She's setting her systems up. I set mine up. And it's really cool to see her being able to progress and get a system set up to make us successful. Because what we're doing now is I know it's going to be very successful. So I see her setting up her systems. I'm proud that she's doing that. It's kind of cool seeing your kid do that. She's smart, so it's fun to work with her. She's reactionary to where if I have an issue, she'll react. But I also need that pushback too to keep me honest. And she's not afraid to do that either. So it's a good mix.
That's great. Tell me about the business. How'd the idea come about, and what has it been like through these first few stages?
Yeah, so a few years back, I was challenged by my builder, and they said, "Hey, you know what? We want an app." And I thought, okay, how difficult's an app? I'm going to go get an app.
Yeah.
So we sat down, and I called a few people, and I thought, okay, I want to get an app. Here's what I want it to look like. And they were like, well, yeah, we'll do that. And they told me the cost. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So we started talking a little bit more as time went by. A few years went by, and I went and my builder asked, "How's the app going?" I said, "Well, we're not going to do an app." And so I started thinking about it. I thought, for all the stuff that I've been through my entire career, an app really isn't what we really need. We need an app, but we need a program that basically supports the app, but the app then supports that business. So the app that we wanted to create, it was something that was going to basically be bringing people who are in the market to build a new home together, identifying them as prospects for a builder. Then when the builder basically progresses them into a buyer situation, the buyer can then manage their buyer properly, give them the service they deserve, simply, easy. And then when they become a homeowner, the homeowner can go on the app and still continue to engage on that app. And so a lot of the things we've seen, I've been working with CRMs forever. I didn't want to just be a CRM. I didn't want to just collect the data and put it somewhere. I wanted to collect the data, qualify the data, the prospects, right? Make sure they're really good. They're phenomenally good, because I'm making an effort towards those people. They've got to be good. So we verify that they're good prospects. We put them into our system, and then we nurture them in that system, not just as cross your fingers and hope you got the email address, the phone, the texting all done. But these are real qualified people looking for your product. And so what we really concentrate on that. I've been a conversion guy before conversions were cool. So I've been doing this for 30 years, worrying about conversions, right?
Yeah.
So my job and all I'm worried about is if I meet somebody, I need to qualify them if they're fit for my product. We put them into our sales program, which includes our app and our program, and we nurture them into a buyer. And we've gotten some phenomenal results. The people that we qualify and we put into our system, and we just did this after 1 year, but 25% of the people that I put into the system, they end up basically being a buyer with us. And I don't know of many CRMs for what I do that do that. So we're really pleased on what we're doing so far, and we just can't wait to do it in the next couple of years. It's just only going to grow.
Yeah, I think his conversion rate for last year was 4.1
or something. It's really low.
Which is wild.
And now it's up to 25, is that what you're saying? Or
no, so every 4 people this past year that we checked it.
Yeah.
So of every 4 people that come in,
oh sure,
we get a buyer.
One of them becomes
so
a buyer.
one of every 4.
Yeah.
So that's 25% of the people that come in.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
I think the previous year was 6 something.
Yeah, the previous year is close to over 30%.
So your software it's for home builders, but it takes the potential home buyer from the first time they come through the door, or even from the website, to when they come through the door, to the follow-up calls. And then once they get into the buying process, the closing process, and then even after the close, like it kind of takes them through the whole system. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, so essentially once they sign a contract, their experience on Builtzer opens up. So now they can actually see the process of their home being built. On Builtzer, they get email updates from the builder automatically. They'll get special documents in their profile, progress images, everything along those lines. They can share details with their household members. So spouse, relative, whomever it is, can all be built on this one system.
Do you have any competitors?
We do. There's some CRM competitors out there.
Oh, sure.
But nobody really, if you take it piece by piece and break out what we're trying to accomplish, there's nobody that really does it. And I'll give you a great example. A lot of the CRM competitors are people that are really good at grabbing data, holding that data, allowing you to basically send information out and connect that data. That's fine. but nothing is nurturing that data other than just sending out email, stuff like that. So what part of it is you have to make certain that each customer and each prospect is treating the same effort as far as prospecting, as far as engagement. That's what Builtzer does beyond just a CRM. So even though there is a CRM, that's great, but we go beyond that to we're actually nurturing those prospects and trying to get them into buyers, and training and showing the agent how to do it. And matter of fact, that's the thing we're working on right now, is that part of having a good CRM, just a CRM, is making sure that you're contacting people. That's great. But what people forget is that you have a sales agent who needs to be engaged and enthusiastic in doing that. And if they're not engaged or enthusiastic in doing that, all you have is a name and a system. That's all you have.
So it assists the human element, which is the most important thing. It makes their job easier.
It does.
But you can't live without the human element.
You can't. You can't. And then you have the thing. Well, one thing we've set up is and this is being pushed out here soon, but we're actually showing people that if the sales team, at the beginning of the year, they'll go in and say, here's my goal for how many number of sales I have. Well, what's really unique with that's fine. And they'll actually see that goal every time they open up their portal page, they'll see it. But what it does is it'll automatically bracket it into this percentage of people from your goal of number of sales. You have to get this many registrants, because that's we know our conversion. So now that many conversion numbers, certain number are basically people who walk in the door. Certain number are people that are brought in through realtors to us. Some are on the internet. Some are other ways pressed to us. So they can actually follow and see that, holy cow, I've got a lot of registrants, but not enough realtor registrants. So maybe I should work on realtors today. Or you know what, today I see that I probably could get more people walking in. So maybe I should try reaching out to people and inviting them back to my model, or invite them to come visit me.
Fantastic. Prairie Founders Club is a group for entrepreneurs to learn from each other. So if you were giving advice to an entrepreneur that's either starting a business or is starting to scale, what's a piece of advice that you've learned along the way for young up and coming entrepreneurs?
Failure is everything, right? I mean, we all fail. I mean, the only time you really fail is if you don't try. So failure is everything. The human spirit, the human element is built for failure. We don't last forever. So we're all going to fail. We're going to fail at the end. We're going to fail up to the end. So there's failure going on all over the place. Now, what you learn from that failure and how you correct yourself after that failure, that's what you can actually see over time, what's going to make people successful, or make people just say, look, the failure's too strong. I'm gonna go and back down. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But at least you tried and you back down. But failure is inevitable. It's going to happen every step of the way. And it's just a matter of basically seeing that hurdle, knowing that you're coming up to that hurdle, and now you have to figure out a way, how do I get over that hurdle? That's all it is.
Well, you've both been really inspiring to me and our members as well. Bridgette, what are you looking forward to in this next year for your business?
I think just continue to grow the product and be able to deliver something that's really great, that feels great for whether you're a buyer, a builder, a realtor, a lender, everyone who's involved in the home buying experience. That's what I'm looking forward to.
And Shawn, going out even beyond a year, what's the future have in store for you and your business and your family?
Yeah, I'm really fortunate. I worked for a builder for many years. I've helped sell many homes. So work-wise, I've been very fortunate. I'm certain I'm doing that until I retire. It's enjoyable. I got it. It's great. I love it. For my wife and I, we're very fortunate and blessed that we've been successful in both of our careers. So that's great. And probably, 10 years, I'll probably be retiring, and only because I want to. And even then, I'm certain I got to do something. Builtzer would be I'll be out if I have to. I'll drive down the next town and go talk to a builder about Builtzer if I have to. I don't care. That'd be fun. For me, that'd be exciting.
Sounds like a great retirement plan. Well, I want to welcome you both. Thank you for joining me today.
You bet.
And welcome to Prairie Founders Club.
Thank you, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
And cut.